Just some music, dancing in the beginning.
I know. Okay, I believe that we are on. Carolyn, welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I want to say thank you to everyone in the audience for joining us. We have the amazing rock star transformation expert, Carolyn Rim in the house. Hey, Carolyn.
Hi, how are you?
Doing well, doing well. I'm excited that you're here and I'm happy to be interviewing you. It's an honor.
It's an honor to have you interview me. I'm very excited as well.
Awesome, awesome. So, Carolyn, I would love for you to tell me just a little bit about yourself. You are a mom, correct?
I absolutely am a mom. My little girl is 7, and she's one of the most inspiring people in my life at the moment.
Awesome.
Actually, probably forever. She truly shows me what it is to be patient, and she often tells me I need more patience. So for a 7-year-old to say that to a 30-year-old, you know you got something good.
That's awesome. So, Carolyn, you were a full-time mom with a stable job, taking care of your household and your family. What was that like for you doing that?
Yes. Well, it's funny that you ask, what it was like, taking care of a family and having a full-time job. I wrote this down just because I figured that this would be the best way to do it. It was like working a 9-to-5 job. It's being outside of the home and away from my little girl. It's being able to have more time with my little girl, what makes me so happy. That's why I'm doing what I'm doing. She was my why. I wanted to be able to pick her up at the bus stop. I remember her coming to me crying, saying, "Why do you have to work? Why can't I ride the bus home? Why do you have to work nights until 10 and it's just me and Daddy?" Because I was working 2 nights. And I remember it was that moment, when you just decide something, you just like decide, right? You make that decision in your mind that you are going to make this happen no matter what. I remember I stood in the kitchen, and it was before Tony Robbins, before anything. I said, I am going to make this happen. I am going to make this happen for my little girl. And she's pushed me for the whole time. And just to wake up every morning and to work for a company that doesn't serve your passions or what you like to do, is hard. And that's why I'm doing what I'm doing. So I'm very excited to not have that 9-to-5 job anymore. It's surreal, I'll be honest with you, because I just quit my job it was about 2 weeks ago. And over the past 7 months, what I've done is I've really just built my business, right? Every new coaching client that I got, I would schedule them during the day so I could spend time with my little girl at night. So I literally would be running around the office, finding any quiet space that I could. I've hid in people's office while they were at lunch under their desk. I had one client was like, "Are you under a desk?" I'm like, "Absolutely not. That's absurd." And I'm like, "Yes, I am." So basically, my boss saw this and he said, "Listen, we're going to allow you, a few hours a day to do what you want to do." And I was like, "All right." I was like, that sounds good. And I'll never forget it. 2 weeks ago, I walked into my boss's office, and both of my bosses, let me show you how they were standing when I walked in. Both of my bosses were standing like this with their head in the sky. And like I walked in, and I just started crying. Like as soon as I saw them standing like that, like I knew what they were going to say. And when you just know.
Did you think they were going to fire you?
I did at first, but when I saw, like they had just, once you start to see value in yourself, others do the same. So okay. I saw so much value in myself over the past 7 months that by my last 2 weeks there, they were having me do meetings. I was training 30 to 40 people, going in every 2 hours to wake them up, jump up and down, stand like Superman, slap your own ass, whatever it took to wake these people up, and shake them up a little bit, because it's boring. Trainings are normally extremely tiring and boring. So they needed a spark plug to come in there and just rev everyone up. And that's what I did. But I saw them standing like Superman. And they said, you need to follow your heart. You can't be pulled in two directions. You'll never achieve your goal.
Right.
And so they said that they would support me and help me. And I just, it was an amazing experience.
That's awesome. You mentioned passion, and passion is really important. So how did you know that you found your passion? Carolyn?
Oh, yes, I'm
I
here.
think we lost you there for a little bit. Did you hear the question? Were you able
Oh,
to?
no. Can you repeat it? I apologize.
Sure, it's okay. I know, we are, technology is not, totally up to par all the time and agrees with us all the time. So the question was, you had mentioned passion. How were you able to find your passion? How did you know that, coaching was what you wanted to do?
So I didn't at first, but I knew that motivational speaking was what I wanted to do. And, I remember I wrote a paper in high school to get into college. And the first line of it was movie star, astronaut, lawyer, rock star. And I said, I don't know what I want to be when I grow up, but I do know that these are some of the things, and I had always believed in myself, but never just, after years of doing the same thing, after years of listening to other people, after years of just allowing others to create my reality,
Mm-hmm.
because when people put their thoughts into your head, well, you can't do it, you're 30. You'd have to go back to school to do that. You'd have to do this. There's so many, you don't have the money. You don't have the resources to follow your dream. You can't allow other people to tell you those things. And I did, because I remember I was sitting in my cube typing away. I'm 30 years old. I was like, this is going to be my life for the rest of my life. I was pretty much looking up bridges to jump off of. Everyone in my life knew I was unhappy. I remember I called my best friend and I was like, hey, I'm just looking up bridges to jump off of. She's like, all right, let me know when you find one. I'll bring the lipstick. So I just really was unhappy. And so I decided, without asking my husband, without asking my friends, without asking my parents, I said, I need some help. So I remember being guided, and this is where infinite intelligence, I don't know why I typed in Tony Robbins' name, but I did. Okay. And after 5 minutes of watching him, I stopped looking bridges to jump off of, and I just decided, I was like, I'm deciding to go to a seminar. It was 2 weeks before his Dallas, Texas seminar. And I remember calling the lady and saying, hey, how much is a ticket, front row seat? And she's like, oh, it's $3,000. I'm like, I'll call you back. I was like, I don't have $3,000, but I'm going to get it. And, I got it. And I took out a loan and I went. And that's how I knew. I saw Tony Robbins on stage, and I knew that I had passion and that I wanted to do it. I know that's where it came from.
Okay. You definitely mustered up the courage. You just said you left your job recently, and how were you able to summon up that courage to leave something that appeared to be very stable? And this is how you've been taking care of your daughter. How were you able to go out on a leap of faith for something that you really wanted to do, your life's purpose?
Well, I knew that so I had to have faith in myself and in my dreams and in my goals that I was going to achieve them. So I took that leap of faith knowing I didn't know if another step was going to light up, right? But that's the good thing about it. When you face that fear, when you're scared of something, that's how you know you have to go after it. When it excites you and scares you at the same time with such intensity, you know you have to go after it. You absolutely know. That's where the dance of life is found. And I'll never forget my last event. I was about to walk on stage, and I'm in the back, and it's 2 minutes till showtime, and I was literally vibrating. I had never been so excited in my whole life. So once you find something that you love, once you find something that excites you with that passion, there's no other option but to take that leap of faith.
That's really, really, really powerful. Hold on 1 second there. I'm getting the swing of this here. So that is awesome.
Oh, we're doing it.
Yes, we are. So you're not just a personal coach. You're not just a coach, a life coach. You are a rock star transformation expert. Can you explain to me what that means and what it is that you do with your clients?
Absolutely. It's funny. Every time I hear it read back to me like that, I'm like, wow, that's a pretty badass name. So
yes, it is.
A rockstar transformation expert is someone that I help people unlock their hidden potential.
Okay.
I help people smash their self-limiting beliefs. I help people just go towards what they want, right? Basically, you have to put on that reality architect hat, okay? And you decide that you're not going to be a victim anymore. You're not going to be a victim of the circumstances, of what happened in your past, of what happened yesterday, of what happened this morning. You decide right now, right here, that you're going to take advantage and you're going to just create your own reality. Most people, 98% of people, don't know what they want. That's why they're not getting what they want. They don't even have goals written. I remember I asked a friend the other day, I said, hey, I was like, you got any goals? Because I'm so goal oriented now. You know, and she's like, no, I don't. I was like, well, what do you want to do, you know, with your life? And she's like, well, what do you mean? Like, she just couldn't see. Yeah. Some people just aren't on that level, you know? Yeah. And I surrounded myself. Like, that's so huge, to surround yourself. You're one of those people. Margaret, you're absolutely one of those people who I consider someone who has high value in the self-development community, and I believe a lot of coaches can learn a lot from you. Absolutely. So I'm glad that it's an honor to be able to be here with you doing this interview with you.
Thank you. I'm honored and humbled that you said that. So how do you find your clients? How do you?
They come to me. I haven't paid I swear to God, I haven't paid 1 red cent for advertising. Right now, I have a total of 21 clients. You can ask my clients. I had 5 clients today. And I know some of them are on the call now. And, you know, when I'm on the calls with them, I go over, you know, a lot of things with them. Especially, one of my coaches asked me today, she said, do you have different programs if you're working with a coach or a regular person or you know, someone with different goals? I said, absolutely. So I have 3 different programs I work from. So I kind of align the program to match what you need in your life. Whatever it is you need in your life, I'm going to match it for you.
Okay. That's all. I know, Carolyn, you know, it was funny, we were talking right before the video started, and you mentioned in talking about attracting clients and having what's called our avatar, you said to me, you know, the woman that I was talking to today was me, you know, and you guys even had the same favorite book. So can you tell me about how that works, having an avatar, what it is and what it means maybe for somebody who's interested in coaching that's listening?
Absolutely. So what I can say to people who are listening that are coaches is you just don't want to brand yourself as a life coach. Number one, you need to find something that makes you different. What makes you different? Why do people want to come to you? Okay. Are you the transformation expert? Are you the designer of reality? Like, do you smash limiting beliefs? What are you attract what you want in your life? So when we create an avatar is attracting your client that you want. Because if you don't have an avatar down, you're going to create people that you don't connect with on a deep, deep spiritual level. Because I work with men, I work with women, you know, but the most I connect with is my avatar. I wrote down what type of favorite movie my avatar has. How old is my avatar? You know, what does she do? Did she graduate college? How much does she make per year? Because you don't want to attract a bunch of people that are willing to do the coaching, but they're not able to do the coaching. You don't want to do 100 free strategy sessions, okay? What you want to do is you want to create your avatar so you can attract people that are willing and able, to do it.
That's awesome. And I keep saying that's awesome because it really is an amazing, I can't even describe the feeling. It's beyond words to finally, you know, be in alignment with who you are and to be living your passion. It's like a blessing, you know, to see it, realize it, and have trust that, you know, it's going to work out. You've taken big, huge strides within the last 6 to 7 months. And also, the interview today actually is based around how, you know, you were able to leave your perceived stable job to now earning a six-figure income. And we would love to get some tips and secrets.
Sure. So I'm going to give you 4 tips. I'm going to give you 4 tips right now that are going to help you create the 6-figure income that you want and that you're going to be able to quit your job. So first, number 1 of all, you need to write down what you want. I'm talking crystal. I know that I'm back with you. Sorry about that. We lost connection for un momento. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Just the video is a little frozen.
Okay, I apologize about that. So let me just continue with the steps, and hopefully it comes back on. So basically, the number 1 step for creating a 6-figure income in your life is going to be writing down how many clients you need to create to quit your job. So let's just do the math here, because if you don't do the math, if you don't have this figured out, you're not going to be able to do it. For me, okay, I needed to write down that I needed 15 clients for me to be able to quit my job. So as soon as I hit 15 clients, I knew right then and there that I could quit my job because I had enough money to do it. Do you see what I mean?
Yep.
So let me just try to see if I can pull up my video here for you. Let's see. Okay. There we go. So it's back on. Sorry about that.
Perfect.
So basically, the number 2 step for so the first step is going to be writing down how many clients you need to quit your full-time job. Okay? Okay. So write down, you know, exactly how much. Oh, and this is really important that goes along with this. Step number 2 is writing down how much you're worth per hour. Okay? Because if you write down, let's say you're worth $225 an hour, because if you ask any coach, try this, ask any coach, how much are you worth per hour? Okay, they're going to say, 200, 3, 4, 5. They're not really sure on it. You need to say how much you're worth per hour with such intensity and confidence that they're going to know that you're worth it. I'm worth $400 an hour, and I'm worth every single penny for it. So I remember Joseph McClinton. I remember asking him, this is huge too. I said, Joseph, he's like, you know, he said to me, how much are you worth per hour? I said, I'm worth $400 per hour. And he said, okay, go clean the dog crap up in my yard for $400 an hour. Wow. And I was like, no way. I was like, there's no way I'm doing that. And he's like, then you're not worth $400 an hour. He said, come back to me when you're ready to do whatever you need to make $400 an hour. And I was like, whoa, I was like, that blew my mind, right? Wow. Because I'm willing, I'm absolutely willing and able to do whatever it takes, okay? Willing and able to do whatever it takes to make $400 per hour. And that's really what you need to ask yourself. So step number 2 is write down how much you're worth per hour, and then say it in the mirror. Say it on the phone. Your clients know that you're absolutely 110% worth it. So step number 3 in creating the business that you want is create a coaching program. So many coaches don't have a coaching program. They say they're a coach, but they really just don't have anything planned, and they just get on the phone with people and just talk. You need to create a coaching program, and you must have it unique to you, because you don't want to use someone else. I mean, someone else's coaching program might work, but you want something unique to you. Your clients are coming to you, and they're hungry for what you have to offer. You are 1 in 400 trillion. Your ideas are unique to you. The odds of finding someone else with your ideas and chemical makeup are 1 in 400 trillion. So go after what you want. Go after what you want and use your unique abilities to create that coaching program, because that's who you're going to attract to you, people who really are going to serve you. So step number 4 in creating, just creating that 6-figure income is social media marketing. Okay. So social media marketing is
Hi everyone, if you can hear me, we lost video, we lost Carolyn. Hopefully she'll be back soon. There she is.
I'm back. I'm so sorry about that.
It's okay.
So step number 4, and this is why, Margaret, you told me to connect to a router, I'm assuming. So
yes.
Lesson learned. So basically, what you need to do is the social media marketing is create a powerful post that is going to inspire others. You need to create a community where you are the leader of it. It's fine to be in other communities. It's fine to join other communities, but you need to brand yourself as the leader. So create a community where people can come to, where they don't have to look at the negative feed all the time. I swear, if I go to my regular page on Facebook, everyone can tell you. Everyone can tell you. What happens, you get negative. You're like, oh man, you're scrolling through things. People are all nuts. So create a community where there's none of that BS. Create a community where you can go to and just have that transformation and create the permanent change. Where there's people who are so similar and, you know, with your goals that align with what you want, and you can help them and they can help you. So, you know, that's really those 4 steps right there. If you do that, if you can do those 4 steps, you're just going to attract avalanches of abundance towards you. I'm telling you, if you can get social media marketing down and you can start really branding yourself on social media, that's when the magic happens, okay? Create videos that are going to help people. Put yourself in that limelight. I know you do amazing videos as well, Margaret, where you help a lot of people. And that's where the magic happens. It really is.
Thank you. So that's 4 great action steps that, you know, our audience members can take within the next 24 hours, or at least start taking steps towards them. It's a great plan, you know, to start to take that leap of faith, you know. And even if you don't want to be a life coach, you know, you can write down what it is you need, you know, what is it that you need to make you leave your job. So you set a marker. If I have this, if I have X, then I can leave my job.
Exactly. Then I need to make this amount of money through your passions and your dreams, you know, and just what you're good at, whatever your passions are.
Right. And then it's what you're worth. And then if you're not convinced of that, you offered tips for that. You know, look at yourself in the mirror, write it down, say it over and over and over. Your 3rd step was I wrote it down here, and I'm just going to create a program. If it's not coaching, create something that you'll have that you can sell or share with others. And then the last thing is social media. And I take it, do you recommend Facebook? I mean, there's
Facebook is the best, but you need to be on all 3. You need to be on Facebook, you need to be on Instagram, you need to be on Twitter, you need to be on all 3 things. This is my little Y. She needs to come into
Hello, hello, little Y. How are you?
doing her Superman pose in the background.
Can we see your Superman pose? There she is. She's a little rock star.
She is. She truly is a little rock star. All right, one kiss, then you got to go upstairs. Mwah. Go ahead, baby doll. Mwah. I love you.
No.
So basically, really just creating the social media marketing. What I recommend too is I actually myself, now it took 7 months to do this, but I just hired someone to help me. But there's so many resources out there. You don't need to have a bunch of money to start doing this, okay? There's social media geniuses out there. If you see someone who created a webinar, if you see someone who created, you know, a Zoom call or something that has what you want, reach out to them, message them, say, hey, listen, you have, you know, that's the thing to success. I remember I was at the gym the other day and I saw a girl with the most fantastic butt I've ever seen. And I went right over to her and I said, excuse me, you have the most fantastic butt I've ever seen. How can I get that butt? And she went through a 20-minute workout with me. And you know what she said to me? This is what she said. She said, you have the secret to success. And I was like, I do? And she's like, yeah. I was like, well, tell me, what is it? And she's like, asking people, you know, you ask people because they already have what you want. Just ask them how to get it. Ask them what steps they took to get there. And I was like, wow, I didn't even put 2 and 2 together.
Oh, wow. We lost video again. And I think she'll be back.
Pretty amazing. So it was an amazing experience for sure.
Okay. We lost your video.
Back.
There you are.
Yes. So next time, tell your clients that they need to do the router like you suggested. Remember, suggestion is a subtle command.
You know, it's funny. One of my coaches is actually on here for this webinar. He's going to say, I told you.
Yeah, exactly.
So, Carolyn, who's your mentor? Do you have a mentor?
I do have a mentor. And my mentor is Joseph McClinton, and I will tell you how Joseph McClinton became my mentor. Basically, I was at the Tony Robbins seminar, and what happened is he was on stage, and I'll never forget what he said. He said, you need to get a mentor that has what you want.
Right.
And for me, when I heard that, I was like, well, Tony has what I want and Joseph has what I want. So at that moment, I made that connection in my mind that either Tony Robbins or Joseph McClinton was going to be my mentor. I didn't care if there was 7,000 people or 17,000 people in that room. I was going to get to them somehow. And I remember seeing Tony Robbins. He had 7 bodyguards. And listen, I might be strong, but I know my limits. But then I saw Joseph McClinton, and he only had 3 bodyguards, right? So I was like, well, I can do 3 bodyguards. So I remember it was like it was Sunday. I had 10 minutes until my flight took off. I had to really hurry up. So I wrote down on a piece of paper, ready, set, mentor me. And I wrote my name, Carolyn Rim, with my phone number. I crumpled it up in my hand. And I took a leap of faith and I charged the stage and I reached out my hand. I literally jumped on the security guard. I reached out my hand. I was like, take it, take it, take it, take it. And he looks down at me and he ends up taking it and he puts it in his pocket. But I don't think he's going to call, right? But I leave feeling so good and pumped up. I'm like, I charged the stage. I was like, and they didn't even arrest me. So I was so excited, you know. And anyway, 2 days later, I won't even forget where I was when Joseph McClinton called me. I still have his message saved. I don't know if that's saved or not, but it was exciting to me. So he calls me and he leaves me a message, and I'll never forget what he said. He says, Carolyn, this is Joseph McClinton, you know, from the Tony Robbins, UPW. He said, ready, set, I'll be your mentor. And I just started freaking out. I was like, oh my God. And, you know, he's really been there for me ever since, just helping me, supporting me, giving me ideas. So that's really what I've been doing.
That is such an awesome story. And you did not give me the full version of it. You gave me the short version of it.
Yeah, exactly.
That's amazing. I mean, and there you are again, going after what it is you want. So that's amazing for people to see that you can, like the girl at the gym said, ask, you know, just ask.
Well, you got to break the rules. I mean, to succeed, you have to break the rules. If you're going to try to be too well behaved and make everyone happy, it's not going to happen. In order to succeed and be a true original, you have got to break the rules.
I agree with you there. Just keep it within the legal limits, though.
Oh, yeah. No breaking the laws. Just break the rules.
So, you mentioned earlier that your daughter is your most inspiring. She's the most inspiring person in your life, and she probably will be one of the most inspiring people for the rest of your life. Is there anybody else that's very inspiring in your life to you?
Well, of course, Kaylee is number one. But it would have to be,
of course.
She's listening. She can hear me. She's like, no, just me. Like, don't you dare say number. So she's so me. Love her. But no, my sister has helped me so much. You know, recently got separated, and I'm living at my sister's right now. And, you know, I've been through so much, but I got to tell you, I've never been more grateful in my whole life. My little girl constantly shows me how to love and create love, even at times when I'm so sad or lonely. She just is so resilient, and she teaches me so much.
That's awesome. You know, I live by the motto that our children are our greatest teachers. You know, they teach us so many different things on so many different levels, whether we, you know, they stretch us to see things differently. Okay, we lost you for a second. You're back.
Yes.
So Carolyn, what is your favorite movie?
My favorite movie is by far The Notebook. I love that movie. It is just such a good movie. One of my favorites, the love story at the end, when, you know, you find out, you know, it's him and he's the guy and you cry. I don't know. It was something that really struck a chord with me.
Okay. And tell me, what is your favorite quote?
My favorite quote is, everything happens for a reason and it serves you.
Okay.
And that's by Tony Robbins. Because I really do believe that. I really believe that everything that you experience, you can take it and make it great.
That's awesome. And what is your favorite childhood book and why?
My favorite book would have to be Horton Hears a Who. We love that book so much because I love what it says in the book. It says a person is a person, no matter how small. And I feel like sometimes we can beat ourselves up. Sometimes we can make ourselves really small. But really, inside every single person watching this today, on this line, not listening, right next to me, every single human has greatness within them that is worth bringing out, no matter how small they are, no matter how, you know, who they are, what color they are, they have greatness within them.
Okay. So Carolyn, thank you so much for sharing your story, for giving our audience, you know, 4 action steps. So now how about we open up for some questions. If anybody has any questions, they can send it through on the chat. And I will let Carolyn know what they are and she can answer your questions.
Don't make them too dirty. No, I'm just teasing.
So here's a question. Do you still have challenges now that you are working for yourself? And what are they like?
My challenges are I work too much.
Okay.
But let me tell you something, that is a good thing, because the more energy, effort, and time that I put into my dreams and goals, the faster they're coming to me. I've had more success in the past 7 months because of the hard.
I think we lost a little audio there.
Challenges I face. But I surround myself with people that see my greatness even when I can't.
Oh, that's beautiful. We have Katya on the line. I believe that's how you pronounce it. Forgive me if I'm mispronouncing it. And she said one of her problems has been that she's a rules follower, and she needs to start breaking more rules. Can you give her some tips?
Absolutely. So basically, how to break the rules is I actually coached a woman, and she's doing amazing with her coaching program now. But she said she knew she needed to get some work done at her job. Like, she still had her 9-to-5 job, and she needed to work on her coaching program. But she said she was so afraid. She was so afraid to work on it at work. She was going to get in trouble. So she said, I'm going to set 1 hour aside and I'm going to do it. And she did it, and she was able to still contribute to her job. But in that sense, she had to break the rules. You have to break the rules a little bit, or you're not going to succeed. Let me give you an example. If you don't push your limits, if you don't break the rules, you could be missing out on a lot. Okay, I know, just to give you a very short story, at the Tony Robbins seminar, UPW, New Jersey, Tony Robbins actually invited me to that because I was vulnerable enough to put a post on Facebook saying that my husband had actually left me because he said that his real wife had never gotten home from Dallas, right?
Wow.
He said, my wife never got off the plane from Dallas, and so he left me. And I wrote on the Facebook UPW Dallas, I said, I need support from my UPW family. And
Oh, we lost video again. Well, hopefully she'll be back soon. If anyone has a couple more questions lined up there, but if anyone has more questions, type them in. And when Carolyn gets back, we will ask her. And John, I know you're out there listening. I did tell her to be hardwired in for the record.
again about that. I'm back with you. I apologize. I will be connected to a router anytime I do this again. I am sorry, Margaret. And I'm sorry to everyone listening.
Okay.
I'm back, and I'm going to finish the story. So basically, Tony Robbins messaged me in a comment on that post. He said, please come as my special guest to UPW, New Jersey. So I just started crying. I was so freaking excited. You guys know, like, it was just an amazing experience. And so I get to UPW, New Jersey, and they say, you're not a guest of Tony Robbins. You know, you're not a special guest. You have to go sit in Power Pavilion 2. Now, let me tell you what Power Pavilion 2, and I have nothing against people who, you know, can't speak English or anything like that, but I can't speak any other language but English at this point in time in my life. And they put me in a room in Power Pavilion 2 where everyone had headphones on because they spoke a different language. Now, remember, I had paid $3,000 for a front row seat for UPW Dallas. So we're talking about two completely different experiences right now, okay?
Right,
and so I get to this Tony Robbins conference. I get in Power Pavilion 2. I sit down. I'm so disappointed at this point, but I'm so grateful still. And Tony Robbins comes on the screen, and he's like, there's a girl here who knows how to make things a must.
Wow.
And then he posts one of my posts up on the screen in front of 7,000 people. And he said, this girl hit a pole last night. And she, you know, had to travel and find different arrangements. And someone had said to her, well, it's a sign you got into an accident. You can't go to the seminar now. And I said, no, it's a sign that you don't give up at every little bump in the road. That's what that is.
Oh, that was you. I heard that.
Yeah, so he tells everyone to applaud me. So it was at that moment that I stood up at Power Pavilion 2. You know how you make your move? I made my move. I was like, and I was like, I'm going to walk up to that front row with so much certainty, so much passion that they're not going to say a word to me. And so Joseph wasn't there yet, or I could have called Joseph and he would have given me a lanyard. But so I walk up there, I make my move, I walk straight up to the very front row in Tony's family friends section, and I sit my butt down, and Tony looks right at me and blows.
Nice.
I could have melted at that moment. And
that's what breaking the rules is, okay? And the next day, of course, Joseph got there and he gave me my friend's necklace. But, you know, thank God for Joseph at that point. But, you know, it's all about believing in yourself. Like, I really had to have that belief that you know what I mean? Like, you've got to break the rules sometimes. You have to break the rules. And some of I know that one of the questions from John was the coaching program. How did I create my coaching programs? So I knew that I wanted meditation, breath work, and I wanted goal setting to be a part of my program. So I just started to write down things that I wanted, and then I mapped out each call that I wanted to happen, okay? So you have to sit down and write down what type of calls do you want to have. There's so many exercises you can do with people on coaching calls. It's amazing. I do this with people. I do all kinds of things with people. I'll get jiggy with it with people. We'll do all kinds of crazy things. We'll smash limiting beliefs. We're going to create permanent change in your life. It's all about transforming.
Okay. Katya has a question, and her question is, hold on 1 second. Her question is, how did you get your tools in such a short amount of time for the different programs?
My tools, I'm assuming she means like my tools for for my clients, or like the tools for coaching. I started asking people though. Is that what she means?
Katya, if you want to get on chat and explain a little more, but I'm kind of making the assumption that it's tools for coaching.
Yeah, tools for coaching. Okay, so like for me.
Oh, we lost video again. I'm so sorry for the loss of the video. She will be back soon. There she is.
The show must go on. I'm so sorry, Margaret.
Okay, no need to apologize. She said yes. Tools for coaching.
Okay, so my tools for coaching, I've been a coach my whole life pretty much. I know that my life experiences can help people. That's where you need to come from. You need to come from a place where every experience in your life is going to help someone else. Now, how I developed like my tools for a coaching program for coaches is I talked with people that had that type of experience. I literally sought out marketing people. I sought out people who knew what they were doing online. Tools for clients versus tools for coaching and knowing what techniques to use. Oh, yes, yes, yes. So basically, you need to get to know your client and what they need and what they want. So on every single call I do, like I do like a completion, and I ask them what they need from me, what they want from me, how I can help them. Because some people need to be yelled at, right, Margaret? And then some people, they don't want to be yelled at. No, I'm serious. Like my coach needs to yell at me. Like I have 2 coaches. My coach said to me the other day, he said, I'm going to yell at you and then I'm going to hang up and you're not going to say a word. And I was like, okay. He's like, you're crying already, aren't you? And I'm like, yes. But I need someone to say that because I'll get wrapped up in my own little thoughts. I'll be over here in left field when I need to stay centered on what I'm doing.
Okay. So Katya just texted again in the chat room, and she said, tools for clients versus tools for coaching.
She's wondering is how do I do both? Yeah. So what she's wondering is like, how do I know for like a coach and how do I know just for a regular client? So basically,
okay,
the first call, you're going to know what your client wants because you're going to always send your client an email before the first call asking them what they want. What are their 90-day goals? Why do they want it? And the more you know about your client, the more you're able to help them.
Okay. Does anyone have any more questions for the outstanding rockstar transformation expert, Ms. Carolyn Rim?
I have to say, before anyone asks, my little girl is desperate to ask a question. Would you mind, Margaret?
No, not at all.
memento, and she wants to show everyone. Go ahead, tell them what it is.
So I can tell you what my favorite activity is. My favorite activity is jump roping, because jump roping is actually the best activity you could have.
Rebounding, honestly, rebounding for 5 minutes a day. It's so true. It has 33 benefits. And so I would recommend that for all the coaches and for anyone on this line. Rebound for 2 minutes a day. I promise you'll feel better.
Yes, I started rebounding a lot after the Anthony Robbins
Yes,
event.
so did I, obviously. I'm like, come on, baby, double dutch, let's go.
That's so, Carolyn, I want to thank you so much for being so honest and open and sharing your story with everyone. Hopefully, you know, people who are on here now and people who will see this video, somebody will be touched and inspired and empowered and say, if this lady can do it, if she can get to Joseph by balling up this piece of paper and running through 2 bodyguards, you know, and making shit happen for herself, I can do this too, you know. And that is the purpose of this platform. It is seeking to, you know, with these podcasts and the video hangouts, is seeking really to inspire people and empower them and let them know that there's your website, Spark Energy, Spark, am I right? Spark Energy.
No, it's Rockstar Transformation. That's the group
Okay.
of Rockstar Transformations. But sparkyourrockstar.com is my website. And instead of doing a free strategy session one-on-one for people, I will be holding the link I gave to you guys. I will be holding like a
Almost done. So I will be holding like a Google Hangout. It'll be next Wednesday night at 8, actually, and it'll be just like a one-on-one coaching session. I'll just tell you what I go over in one of my coaching programs, if people do still want the free strategy session.
Okay, and there it is on the side. So they can sign up there. The link is there. It's the Rockstar Transformation Strategy Session, and you're holding a group session, correct?
Yes, it will be a group session. It'll just be like if we were one-on-one, though. I'll tell you exactly what I go over in it, and hopefully some of you will, you know, get something out of it. I know that you guys will. If you're willing and able to invest in coaching, I promise you it will bring you more success than you ever imagined.
Yeah. Carolyn, thank you so much. Thank you.
Your so much.
Story, your
Your
story really is amazing. Like you make shit happen for yourself. And if if you don't believe in you, who else is going to believe in you? And you've got this is your life and you need to live it.
Exactly.
So I thank you.
The first one that needs to believe it before anyone else does is you.
Yep. And that is awesome. I love that story. And I will tell it a million times over because I think it's pretty funny too, but it's amazing.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for being here. And I want to thank everyone who took the time to log in and listen. We appreciate that. And thank you very much.
Bye. Have a great night, everyone.
Bye-bye.